everyone, I am Mecha 42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and we had a lot of Rian Johnson news come out today and the last 2 days, mostly February 13th. I'm recording this, it is now Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day! Oh, let's laugh at somebody who's probably got fired. Now, this is an old screen grab of the Screen Rant article. If I refresh this, I bet it will disappear, right? Should we try it? Should we try it? Let's refresh it, see what... Yep, updated. Trilogy is still happening, and they updated it. They did go and report that his movie trilogy had been canceled. According to a new rumor, Star Wars The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson is no longer set to direct his formerly planned trilogy of Star Wars movies. Yes, etc., etc. However, now this still actually might be off. Hear me out. I have some good reason to believe why this might be out. And of course, one of their sources was Making Star Wars. They say the director's shakeup appears to have no weight, or to hold no weight, and they have a little shake weight there because, they are a big jerk-off site. As we know, I'm only leaving that to make that joke. Can't lose that joke, even if like the video, this is my third or fourth version of this news, kept happening as I was recording the videos, and even while we were live over on Geeks and Gamers channel. There is more to this story though. So of course Rian Johnson here states, let me move myself out of the way here so you guys can see this a little bit better. Alright, no, it isn't true. I'm still working on the trilogy with all due respect to the movie bros, who I'm sure are lovely, kind bros with all good intentions. So that is the tweet that he sent out in response to the original people, I guess, are these superhero movie bros who are, I guess, are the one of the originators of this rumor. But they aren't quite the originators of this rumor. Like I said, this is probably my third version of this video. We will get to that in a second. And of course, we see Rian Johnson saying, "No harm, no foul at all, guys. Thanks. I think the rumor game just makes the fandom funner." Of course, my good friend Rob over at Midnight's Edge After Dark says, "No good movies make it funner." Something you seem to be unfamiliar with. Tom jumps in. Funner isn't a word. See, go subscribe to Midnight's Edge After Dark. I just wanted to bring up their little input in there. Before I get to the real, like, the nut of the situation, God, why is nut butter now in my head? The nut butter of the situation, the cream of the... Okay, enough with the sperm analogies. This is the article that got my interest peaked, and my original video that was coming out today before all this news dropped. My thing was, oh, does that mean Rian Johnson's trilogy is canceled? Because this is the original article I saw this morning, and the video got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and then all of this news dropped. So, Star Wars 9 will be followed by a new trilogy, but it sounds like Rian Johnson's films are on the back burner in favor of this huge project from the Game of Thrones creators. See, now this is where some of the meat of this is. This didn't run the Rian Johnson is fired rumor. This actually made me speculate personally. And probably this, who are these super bro movies who also ran with the rumor, and Screen Rant apparently also ran with the rumor that his trilogy was on hold. Hollywood Reporter, I think comicbook.com was the other one. I know a lot of these sites ran with that rumor. So, this one comes from The Express. I thought that they were kind of a tabloid one. That's why I wanted to kind of hold off on it until the end of the day. I'm glad I did, because there's so much new information here. Winter is coming to a galaxy far, far away. Game of Thrones is approaching its grand finale this summer. It will be followed by a final movie in the Skywalker saga at Christmas. So it seems fitting that the next major Star Wars trilogy is in the hands of the men who brought George R.R. Martin's books to the screen. The HBO president just revealed the huge news. It was already known in the industry circles that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss would be swapping Westeros for outer space. HBO boss Casey Blois, I'm saying the name wrong, told TV Line magazine why the pair would not be immediately working on their next TV project, a controversial drama exploring the alternate America where slavery was never abolished. He said, Dan and David are finishing up the final season of Game of Thrones, and then they're going into the Star Wars universe. When they come out of that, I assume they will come back to us. So... yeah, that means their movies are being pushed forward, which we kind of knew. We knew months and months ago when Bob Iger let the information out there that they are slowing down everything except the TV series and possibly the Game of Thrones guys trilogy, Benioff and Weiss. The delay has to do with the fact that they were offered 3 movies. Exactly. So here we go. They have their trilogy of movies, right? That's going to be, well, they get into it a little bit more. How long do you think it's going to take them to do 3 movies? 3 years at the very least. If they're starting production now, so then we could see the next movie as early as 2020. Probably not. Probably closer to 2021 or 2022, depending on how quickly they're trying to rush these. And from what we've heard by Bob Iger, they are slowing this like all the production of Star Wars stuff down because it's basically bleeding them money. There had been no official word on what exactly they'd be doing, although most reports indicate a saga set thousands of years before the events of the current 9-movie Skywalker franchise. This is a good thing. This is going to get into some of the really old expanded universe stuff. That's kind of interesting because I'm so tired of like just direct prequels, like immediate sequels. I'm tired of Rey and Poe and Finn and all these knuckleheads in the new movies. Just tired of them. Are you guys tired of them? I'm tired of them. Last year, Disney boss Bob Iger introduced the future plans. Even then, the fans noted he made no mention of the previously much trumpeted Rian Johnson spin-off trilogy, which I believe in my video, I'm going to go try and dig that up. It didn't get a whole lot of views, but I do believe I said maybe Rian Johnson's trilogy is canceled or they're ghosting him. They're basically not officially firing him, but they aren't officially like moving on with the trilogy. They're just like, oh yeah, we'll call you. Yeah, we'll call you. Which I was just listening to a podcast of somebody who actually works in the entertainment industry recently, and they were saying that that usually you can usually tell when something happens that like it's just in the entertainment industry you can tell just a change in the atmosphere and the mood of the room. You can tell immediately if you said something because this person was all set to be on a reality show. He said something like made a joke about the star of the reality show. And then immediately knew, and I just lost this. You know, it went from getting all the contracts and here's where you're staying in the hotel stuff and to nothing, not a phone call, nothing. And actually, you know, I might as well tell you, it's the most recent Harlan Williams, Harlan Highway podcast where he was saying that really, really is another thing that kind of, I had some indication that they do that in Hollywood. This seems a million times that sort of situation with Rian Johnson. They're just ghosting him. They're leading him on. They're like, oh yeah, we'll call you. And they're never going to call him. So I still think that this is probably more of that testing the water stuff that we were talking about tonight on Geeks and Gamers stream. Ethan Van Sciver, the wonderful, brilliant, very intelligent, got a lot of respect for that man, did say that yes, they're probably out there, they're seeding the waters, they're trying to put the feelers out to see how the fan reaction is if Rian Johnson is fired right now. That could be another angle here. It's very, very likely. So if we hear soon, once their shareholders meeting happens in March, I believe, March 7th, I want to say, if we hear anything then, this is the testing of the waters for it, for sure. So even though the fans noted he made no mention of the previous much trumpeted Rian Johnson spin-off trilogy, we are just at the point where we're going to start making decisions about what comes next after JJ's Star Wars Episode 9. But I think we're going to be a little more careful about volume and timing. Okay, like how many they're producing and how many per year. Yeah, which after the whole, that's a direct, hey, we pushed Solo out too quickly. We put way too many movies out, and yeah, it was a flop. So that's kind of a little bit of an indication that they're kind of admitting some guilt there about the Solo movie. And probably the Rian Johnson one too. He goes on to say, that doesn't mean we're not going to make films. JJ is busy making Episode 9. We have creative entities, including Game of Thrones, Benioff and Weiss, who are developing sagas of their own, which we haven't been specific about. That is true. So, and here's the interesting part. Kathleen Kennedy has also previously spoken about further series of movies featuring some of the leads from the current sequel trilogy. She said, we're sitting down now and talking about the next 10 years for Star Wars, and we're looking at narratively, where that might go. Future stories beyond episode 9 with these new characters, Rey, Poe, Finn, and BB-8. The possibilities are endless. Again, these films do not line up with the purported Rian Johnson trilogy, which was said to explore a part of the galaxy with entirely new characters. And this article came out completely unrelated, didn't say he was fired at all. What was the headline of this one too? Confirmed not by Rian Johnson. Okay, it did say it's confirmed not by Rian Johnson, but it's the Game of Thrones guys. Huge red flag for me. That is kind of why I'm thinking that, maybe he's protesting a little bit too much. Maybe there's some weight behind this rumor. Maybe they are, as we say, testing what the fan reaction is. So what do you guys think? Do you think that that's what they're doing here? Do you think that we are kind of just exploring the possibility that, what do the fans think? What are the fan reactions? Because, right from Rian Johnson's mouth, he's still under the impression or under some sort of NDA where he can't say anything until they officially release it. That could also be the case. This is my speculation, and I'm just keep in mind, I'm kind of questioning a lot of what we're seeing. Even though he's saying, yes, he's still working on the trilogy, where is it? What are the characters? When is it coming out? What universe is it being set in? Because right now we have the Benioff and Weiss trilogy that are thousands of years before the Skywalker saga. We have a direct sequel planned with somebody, maybe, that Kathleen Kennedy wants to work on, but let's be honest, she's on her way out. She's probably only there in name only at this point, even though her contract was renewed for 3 years. She wants to do stuff with Finn and Poe. Rian Johnson's trilogy has been reported time and time again from Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson. There's going to be new characters in a new part of the galaxy. It's going to be basically like a spin-off series or something that doesn't feature any of our main characters. We might see a crossover of some random character. Yeah, we'll see Watto or something. We'll see some Bulba, somebody from Phantom Menace or something. But what do you guys think? That's kind of my hunch on this. That maybe maybe the not fired thing isn't quite as unconfirmed as we might think. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am MechaRandom42. I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.